And action.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Tying Gig Builds. This week,
we are building for you some amazing looking checkerboard style cutting boards. These things came out great, and don't forget, we have the pie theme right here. We know there's a lot of you pie fans out there.
That's right, we made a Raspberry Pi cutting board because we love the pie. I mean, we love it.
We love the pie. We know some of you guys love the pie. So if you want to check it out,
stay tuned, see how we did it.
Builds. To the Tying Gig Builds Show.
We're back.
In order to make the checkered board, we're gonna have to do a lot of cuts.
We're running the numbers in our head. We're trying to figure it out.
Eventually we'll figure it out, and then hopefully it's plug and play from there.
Like that's the way it is, I guess, you know?
Made some cuts.
That's right, we cut everything to the proper length. So now we're just gonna joint them, plane them, and cut them on the table saw. They're really rough, so we gotta get to work.
Yeah, they're rough on the edges, so we're gonna have to flatten them out. Huge. Some of these species of wood are some you may have never seen in person.
I didn't believe they had yellow wood until I saw it. And then I said I need
black wood too. Folks, we did a lot of cuts.
That's right, we finished the checkerboard pattern. That was easy. That took like a second. We're trying to figure out how to add the Wenge inlay into the cutting board to make it look like a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah,
right now we didn't add the black, so.
Yeah, so save the best for last.
We just dry fit each piece to make the Raspberry Pi board, what's gonna be the Raspberry Pi board, and it looks like the pieces are good. I'm probably gonna glue these up in rows at a time, so I'll have 7 different glue ups. I think once we have working rows, we'll be able to then sandwich in the black outlines for what will make each little circle in the raspberry. It doesn't look exactly like a Raspberry Pi now. I mean, if you were told it, you probably could figure it out, but I think that when we add the black outline for the Raspberry Pi, it'll start to look better. So right now I'm just gonna glue up each row, and then once each row is glued up, we're gonna start working on the outline. And we also pulled the checkerboard pattern out of the glue up, and it looks pretty good. We're gonna plane just a little bit off each one. Hopefully it still looks kind of square. We're gonna plane a little bit off just to make sure that everything's nice and square, and then we'll take it to the table saw and start cutting off the rest of the pattern. Builds.
Everything's all glued up. Tyler did a little bit of the gluing to finish up this bad boy now here. I'm gonna have to sand it down now. A couple things we want to sand off. You know how it goes. You know how it goes at the build's office. What do you have to say?
Bells.
Nice. All right, folks, as you can see, this is starting to look like a pie here, but there's a lot of grime and grit here that I'm gonna have to sand down. All right, so guess what? We got the heavy duty here. Let's start sanding. Shed. We've been trying to cut.
Oh, you've just been living in a smoke shed.
This is where I've been.
Okay, we took everything out of the clamps and it looks really good. I'm just gonna go down here with the belt sander and just rip off all this material. Same thing on the other side, then we'll clean up the edges on the table saw and the router. Builds.
I'm about to lube this up. You know, we normally do the double team rub, but Tyler's got something he's working on right now, so I'm gonna do the gig rub here.
Yeah, I wish we could do the team rub.
Here we go.
It sound right, boys.
Well, guys, these things came out smooth as silk. Awesome holiday gift, awesome holiday build here. Really impressed with how this pie came out. Can't wait to start chopping up some onions.
Yeah, it gets me excited to get in the kitchen.
If you've ever chopped vegetables, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram. We got some sneak peeks of the holiday builds coming up.
That's right, next week I think we got another holiday build, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
And we appreciate it. Over here at
The Builds.
Builds.